What's up, guys? I'm gonna start this video by making an absurd comparison. The comparison is gonna be Spider-Man and Jesus, and stay with me now. I know that sounds absurd to just hear off the top, but I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen the new Spider-Man trailer, and if you haven't, I recommend you go watch it and then come back to watch this video. But what happens in the trailer, it shows how everybody's forgotten who he is, how he lost his Aunt May, Mary Jane doesn't know who he is, you know, his best friend doesn't, all those things. He's basically lost everything, and he has every single right to be a villain, but still chooses to be the hero. And the way that I want to compare that to Jesus is how he bore the weight of the cross. We all, you know, cheered for Barabbas to be released whenever Jesus was literally perfect. And the whole world went against him. His literal disciples denied him 3 times. And he had every right to turn into the villain, yet he still chose to be the hero. And I know that Spider-Man is fictional, and Jesus obviously literally existed, but a lot of people don't believe he was God and believe that the story itself is fictional. Let me just go ahead and say this when it comes to Spider-Man and Jesus. Regardless of if you believe in it or not, if you allow it to affect your reality, then it is real, if that makes sense. So, you know, Stan Lee wrote Spider-Man, which was a real human being. And if you choose to be a good person, so like the reason I want to give this example, regardless, I want to go ahead and get this out before I go on too much of a tangent, is I feel like a lot of guys in particular are like, this girl cheated on me, so I'm going to treat every single girl poorly, and that's why I'm a douchebag now, because I choose to be a douchebag because this girl treated me poorly, and that's why every douchebag was once a good guy, and now that he's not a good guy anymore because he was treated poorly. It's like, you doing, you know, being negative, all that does is bring more negativity. It doesn't bring anything positive. You're not going to prove anybody wrong. It doesn't make anyone proud of you or want to be like you. It just makes them think like, this guy is a douchebag, which is what you're being. And you're like, oh, you're giving yourself an excuse and a coping mechanism to be a lesser kind of an individual because something bad has happened to you in your past. And if everybody treated every situation like that, all that's going to leave is a lot of bitter, sour, poor-hearted individuals who just want to hurt each other and have, you know, are stuck on, hold grudges and have a knife in their back and don't trust anybody and are doing the worst thing after worst thing and trying to one-up everybody on being, you know, not a good individual. And regardless, you can say, oh, that's why I'm financially stable now, because I chose to lock in to be this type of guy because this girl broke my heart and it made me to the man that I am today, and now I fuck girls, fuck bitches, like, you know what I mean? It's an absolutely ignorant concept to go about, because even if you have the betterment and you are becoming more financially stable, your soul and your purity and your spirit, man, is never going to grow. You're never going to become a better person. You're always going to want more. Your wife will never be enough. Your kids will never be enough. You yourself will never be enough. You will never feel that fulfillment because you're always choosing to do things for the wrong reason, because you want to prove people wrong instead of proving the people right who believe in you. And excuse me for cussing, I'm trying to get better at that, but it slips out every now and then. So basically, I'm just trying to say, I know this might have not been the best analogy in the world, but I hope that somebody who watches Spider-Man that maybe doesn't believe in God can kind of get the comparison that I'm trying to make here, and just choose to be a kinder person and don't let the bad things happen to you reflect the type of man or woman that you are. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, have a blessed one.